Hello, my friend on the internet, and welcome to The Void. Today I'm bringing you Flash. It's a game that I just played a couple of minutes ago, and I just wanted to share it with you because I think it was a really beautiful game because the whole team composition and especially the teamwork was awesomely nice. You don't have that many games where you actually don't really communicate in the beginning of the game and then everything just falls into position, and it's actually quite nice in the end because you know that you've done a good job. So for new players, I don't know if you have realized that I love the Flash, I love the gameplay, I love this combination of high speed, mobility and damage. And I just wanted to share this with you because it's one of my favorite characters, and I just wanted to make the Flash a little bit more popular on the internet, and therefore this video is here for you to enjoy. So we're gonna check the build, but as always, I can only advise you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Every second day another video is updated to this channel, so if you are into Arena of Valor and you want to see some Arena of Valor gameplay, you should definitely check it out. You should definitely leave a subscribe, and I would like that as well. It's not only your benefit, it's also mine. So without further ado, I would say let's check out the build, let's hop into the game, and let's have some really nice gameplay because that's what you're here for. I'm Void of Dust Gaming, and I hope you enjoy the game. Fellas, here we are in the armory, and you can see my build is kind of cryptic. No, it's not that much. So it's kind of a standard mage build that I've chosen for the Flash. And as you can see, we're going with the Orb of the Magi, which is pretty much a staple for many mages out there, for the Flash as well. And the rest of the build is pretty much focused around the fact that you will be quite a lot in melee. Therefore, we have chosen... Nope. We've chosen especially the Apocalypse here. Because the next normal attack deals additional magic damage, and we've taken the Soaring Aura. Unfortunately, we're not gonna be full build, so I can't show you the full potential of the build, but it doesn't really matter. My Arcana are, as always, we're going with the Violate for the ability power and the Magic Pierce. Pierce is quite important. We do have the Devour. I love the Magic Lifesteal on this. It's always 10 Arcana, so there's not really that much inconsistency in here. And I do have the Hex because I love the cooldown speed, because I love to spam my ability. So that's pretty much the Arcana setup. And for the enchantments, we are going with a full Veda build, and we are having both enchantments that add up some damage. That's the Axe of Sacrifice as well as the Holy Verdict for the Magic Pierce. And we're having the Holy Thunder because next normal attack ability that hits an enemy hero deals additional damage. So you will always try to get in, do stuff, and do stuff afterwards. It comes in quite nicely with your ultimate, but you could also choose the Sacred Protection, I guess, to have some more consistency in terms of not dying, which I tend to do a lot. So for players like me, the Sacred Protection might come in handy, but I love full damage on the Flash, as you have seen on the build. And with the full Raging Inferno Lockheim build and the Deadly Claw, that just sums up quite nicely what I want to do with the Flash. We are building a complete class cannon. So that's the build, and I would say let's have a look on how this turns out in the game mode. So here we go. As you guys may have noticed, we have two people with the Punish ability. That was because we had some problems in the team composition screen. Lubu and I were kind of skipping in between who's gonna jungle, and it turns out that I wasn't quick enough to change my talent to anything else. It won't really matter throughout the game. You can build the Flash with any talent quite well. I won't advise you to take the Sprint talent, and I won't advise you to take anything else besides. I would say you could go with the Execute, and you could also go with, for example, the Flicker, but yeah, it doesn't really matter that much. So as you can see, we are poking a lot. Like, this is not your standard 1 minute gameplay, and we were fighting here a lot to get these guys. There was a lot of roaming going on in this game, which isn't that usual for plat games, as you guys might know, or you might have seen from the loading screen those 2 seconds. I'm in plat 3 at the moment, so hopefully most of the people are plat as well. And this is something that, please guys, do avoid this. Don't be cocky, don't be super confident. Just go back. If there is a window where you just have 1 single health bar, do your team a favor and go back, because as you guys have seen, I was dying to 1 single spell of L'Oreal, and it was like the most unnecessary thing that I've done in December. And I've done a lot of things in December, so this is just like the outcome. Just don't do it. Cool thing about the flash is that I can go back without any problems. Like this first ability where you're actually kind of dashing around, you can do anything with ease, and you should use that to the full extent. Like whenever it is possible, just abuse this ability, because it's just gonna do so much. Like your presence on the battlefield is determined on how you use your wand. Therefore, I'm not a good flash player because I just use it occasionally and I don't really know what to do with it. Like I had these days when I was flashing around, yeah, okay, where I was doing quite a lot, and basically what I did was jump in, not really helping anyone. I would do the tank stuff, and it did not really help me in my favor, and it was always pretty bad. So always pay attention to your team composition, always pay attention where everyone is located, and play as the second line. Like that's the best advice that I can give you on the flash, because everything else is just another. I was so stupid. Everything else as the flash is not recommended. Like you are not a first liner. You're not the tank. You're not the warrior. You are a mage who needs to be in melee. And that is quite different to anything else. And you don't have the pushing around abilities that Raz has. Like you're really dependent on the stuff that you can get out by throwing fists and using your ult. And as you can see, your ult cooldown isn't 10 seconds. So this is really gonna mean something. So always be aware of the fact that you are not a tank. Like I used the flash in really bad ways when I kind of had my flash times. Like I had the times when I was playing flash a lot. And I was using the flash as a jungler. It's about like half a year ago. And what I did was basically just using the flash, going in and trying to ult. And what always happened was that everyone was, of course, of the targeting picking me. And I did not really have a chance to get the ult out, especially if you are playing against an Alistar. Alistar just has to press a button to lock you down forever, and you will just die. Like there's no other way to put it. You will die to an Alistar if there is some team member around him. So therefore, always be prepared for the fact. Like don't be ashamed to be second line. It's fine. Like you can do it. Like you can jump in like I did, deal some damage, hook everyone up. Your team will do the rest. And it's not about your kills. It's about the team fights, and it's about the team capabilities. So don't be afraid of the fact that you can jump in. Look at this. This is beautiful. He tried to get me, and he thought that he was able to get me, and now his cooldown is reset, and I just punish him for the fact that he was not that clever. I'm writing it here. That was so... Oh my god, that was god gameplay. I was so satisfied with the outcome that I managed to get him because he thought that he was able to get me. And it was just payback time. Like, I needed to get some kills in. Like, this is not a video about crazy kills. It's just a game about really nice gameplay. As you can see, my team roams a lot. Valheim is in the middle. Mina is in the middle. That's not their position. Like, they're not supposed to be here in a normal game where all the positions are basically set. But my team had a really good spirit. Without communication, we kind of knew where everyone has to be, and that's the beauty of the game. Like, that's why I'm showing this to you guys, because now you can see we're not getting one tower. Wasted ult. He's immune. Not wasted ult afterwards. And with ease, like, you can see in this scene or in this kind of minute or however you want to put it, how easy it is, how far you can get if you are just contributing 3 people to 1 tower. That's the opening. This very scene is the opening on how we won the game. And now look, he dies, and Mina, she could have gone in. She could have tried to save things, but there is no need to do that. If she would join the fight, the outcome would be that the enemy would get an additional kill. And that's something that you don't want to make it happen. Like, you want to play safe. So therefore, Mina is much more helpful on the bottom lane, where she's rotating to right now. And that is... it's not super smart. Like, it's basically just understanding how the game works. But it's a good thing that she retreated here. She went back to another situation where she can actually benefit. And where she can actually do something. And right now, I thought that I might be able to fight the higher tier, but I have just seen that there is Valkov coming in, and I needed to go out again, and I used the ability of the flash to go back and forth to try to take him down. And I knew that he was targeting me, but I wanted my team to get... I wanted to enable my team to get the kill, because Valkov can be devastating. Like, a triple kill is nothing far from Valkov. Like, that's something that he can do quite easily. So I wanted to take him out, and therefore I went in. Otherwise, I would have just... Trust me, I think some people might not believe me, but otherwise I would have just ported back with a recall to the base, but I wanted to have Valkov out of the game. And we're doing great. Like, we're having 15-8. One single tower is already... like, one single tower lane is already gone. I'm calling the Valheim call here. And you can see that he is doing really great in terms of levels. Like, he was ahead of me, and he will be more ahead of me after this particular team fight. And I'm waiting for the ult here. I want more people in the ult. Mina ultis here. Great job. And our main damage dealer, the Lubu, does get the double kill. And you want to fuel your damage dealer. Like, that's something that you really want to do, because otherwise he is not, or she is not able to do as much damage as possible. And this is possible. Yeah, I'm coming from Düsseldorf. Things are very possible here. Never thought of that. Like, that's crazy. That's such a stupid saying. But I could... possible. Need to think about that. So I make the Slayer call, and unfortunately Valheim goes in. Like, I just wanted my team to know that we can actually do something about the Slayer. And he's going for the Spirit Sentinel, and afterwards he's like, okay, Flash is here, so why shouldn't we do it? Because the whole team is grouping around it. And here you can see how the Lubu is zoning everything away from us. So we have not the easiest stand against the Dark Slayer, because as you can see, like, my health is just decreasing. But we've got the Dark Slayer with 2 people, like, we kind of soloed it. And that's what I'm talking about. I was just 1 level behind the Valheim, and now I'm behind 3 levels because he just farmed so well. Spent 2.5k gold more than I did. So we have a massive damage dealer right now in our forces. And that's something that you want to have. Like, you want to protect the ADC, you want the ADC to work around this. Like, I was thinking about, like, going into the towers just to tank it a little bit more, and then just decided, no, we need to be here. We need to do this, and I think the ult was set up pretty nicely. I even killed another person, so... Victory! I love the game, like, it went so smooth, 12 minutes something-ish, that was so nice, and I just wanted to share it with you guys because I thought this was a really nice game. And I hope you enjoyed it as I did. I was the worst person in the team, I don't really mind, I'm fine with that, so... If you want to see more things like that, just subscribe to the channel, and I'm out, bye bye.